Hi Sagittarius, welcome to May 2017. Mercury moves direct on May 3rd, and this is good news. Now Mercury is direct, Venus is direct, and Mars is direct. Mars is a very personal planet like Venus and Mercury, and so having these planets moving forward can give a nice forward movement of energy in your life, in your work, in your relationships, and in what you're doing. The North Node enters Leo on May 10th until November 6, 2018. Leo brings the action to your spirituality, your wisdom, your truth, your philosophy, long-distance travel, higher education, expansion of consciousness. So you may be feeling that you want to put more creative energy in this area. You want to take more of a leadership role in this area of your life. And the eclipses are moving in this area as well. So the Leo solar eclipse will happen in this area in August, and the Aquarius lunar eclipse, South Node, North Node in Leo, South Node in Aquarius, is happening in the third house, which is short distance travel, day-to-day communication. Day-to-day communication, yeah, and conscious awareness, conscious thinking. Ninth house is higher conscious, and you're the natural ruler of the ninth house. And so this is a wonderful energy for you. Aquarius sextiles Sagittarius, Leo trine Sagittarius, and so it will be opening new doors for you in this area of communication, writing, publishing, podcasting, travel to foreign areas, and in Leo, you may be feeling this call to take more of a leadership role in your life and in what you're doing, and that's exciting. Now, the Scorpio full moon is also on the 10th, so the North Node enters Leo, and then we have the Scorpio full moon on May 10th. Now, the moon itself is in good shape, and it has a lot of healing and transformative energies with it. The moon is in Scorpio, the sun is in Taurus, the moon is being sextile by Pluto, its ruler. It is being trined by Neptune in Pisces, and Pluto and Neptune are sextiling. So there is this wonderful healing energy that's going on at the time of this full moon on the 10th. For you, it's happening in the area of behind the scenes. And so this is a time where you could be, your dreams could be very active this first part of May. You could be even experiencing past life memory, recall, and it's a wonderful energy for finishing up a work project that you might have. Is there something you need to finish up with? Some business project, some work project, some unfinished business project that, you know, when finishing it, you could see some money. Pluto's in the area of your resources, your money, what you love and value. And so there's an opportunity here for increasing your prosperity through the work that you do, and perhaps finishing something that needs to be completed at the time of the full moon. It can also be a completion in work, the work that you've been doing. Full moons bring things to completion. They bring things to a head. And it's the completion of a cycle before the new cycle begins. So what needs to finish for you? What do you need to complete in May before the Gemini new moon on the 25th in the area of relationships? So it's about life-work balance. How are you taking care of yourself? Your wealth is in your health. The better you feel, the more you can do. The better you feel, the more you can achieve. So here's an opportunity to look at your life-work balance, how you are taking care of yourself, and how you're building abundance, joy, love, health, well-being, vitality, as well as, money, prosperity. Abundance is all of it. And so you're going to be looking at that these first few weeks in May and looking at how you can improve your lifestyle so that you are living your best life. You're here to live your best life. And you want to be looking at your health habits and your work habits to improve your energy and your best life. Mercury enters Taurus on the 16th, and that continues the focus in that area of work habits, health habits. Taurus also rules money. So financial issues are going to be a strong concern for everyone here in May. There's another theme going on in May that actually started in April. It's been going on for a while. It's Jupiter, your ruling planet, is in Libra, squared Pluto on March 30th. And Pluto is in Capricorn, which represents the status quo. And Pluto is the Lord of Hell. And he is, some people are, acting out in very destructive ways at this time. We're seeing it in Syria, and we're seeing it with the hate groups and this white supremacy nonsense. And so in April, the Libra full moon was here with Jupiter in Libra, and the sun was in Aries, activating it. Now the moon has moved on, the sun has moved on, and at the Scorpio full moon, asteroid Pallas Athena, the goddess of wisdom, truth, and the supreme military leader, is now opposing Jupiter. And this is a really big theme here in April. Venus is in Aries. Uranus is in Aries. That's about the individual. But it's also about human rights, individual rights. It is about relationship rights. Libra rules fairness and justice. Jupiter rules the law, right? And it rules higher consciousness. It rules religion and philosophy. And being squared by Pluto, it's bringing extremism out front and center. Now, one of the things that's happening is the light is oncoming. Earth is ascending. You are ascending. We're all in fifth dimension now. And how do you know that? The old ways aren't working anymore. If you're trying to do it in the old ways, it's not going to work. And so what's happening with this energy is the light is flushing out the darkness. And the darkness has always been there. It's just that now it's really being shown to all of us how particular individuals and some groups are just bent on death and hell and pushing death and hell onto their own people, like we just witnessed in Syria. And so it's not a lovely energy by any means. For you, the Aries is in the area of true love and romance, creative self-expression, really knowing yourself. Jupiter is in the area of other people. And so there can be this push-pull going on with you this month between the love you give to others and the love you receive, between what you know is right for you and what others are trying to get you to do. So if you're feeling like this push-pull, one, don't let other people push you around. Two, what is your best course of action? Instead of being pushed around by these energies, which has its purpose, it is bringing to light, what's going on the planet. However, the way people are acting out, some people, is not progressive. It's never progressive to be destructive or hateful. That's not progressive energy. And so they may think they're being progressive by being violent. They're not. And so for you, it has to do with, you know, staying on your own path, stay in your own lane, and take your best course of action. And don't let what's going on with others get in your space. Stay in your vortex, your positive energy. Stay in what I call my bubble. And let others figure it out for themselves. Let them, you know, work through it, unless it's your job as their lawyer, as their doctor, as their teacher, their counselor, unless they've hired you to help them work through their issues, then you want to be in your own lane, doing what's right for you, so that you're not missing the wonderful opportunities that are here for you, because there's going to be so much going on. The Scorpio full moon has an intensity and an urgency with it that's flushing out these primal needs. And it's the same primal needs we saw in the Roman days, where we fed people to the lions for entertainment. And so that kind of darkness and ugliness that Pluto is exasperating is not useful, is not beneficial, it's not higher energy. And so, you know, people are acting out in this way because they have a need, or they're afraid, or they have a sense of fear, a sense of threat. And so they're using this, I have a need, so therefore I can behave in any way. Well, no, you can't, and it's not appropriate, and it's not right. And so your job is to live your best life and stay in the light. Stay positive, stay focused, and don't let the energies push you around. Don't let other people push you around. Stay on your path, stay in your lane, and stay focused on what you need to do so that you're available for the new opportunities that are coming in. And so we're going to be seeing a lot of energy around relationship rights, human rights, children's rights, animal rights, environmental rights, the individual's rights, as well as there can be financial confrontations with others. And so people can be really going at it this month. You know, financial issues are brought to a head, financial matters are brought to a head. And so you really want to watch out for being stubborn or not listening and being judgmental. Being judgmental in this energy is not going to help. And it is, you know, activating this emotional upheaval. And some folks are really acting out in negative ways, out of fear, a perceived threat, some need not being met. Well, my candidate didn't get elected, so therefore I can be ugly and rotten to anybody. Well, no, because that's the same energy as the Inquisition in the medieval times. And so it's not helpful, it's not progressive. The way we make changes is through progress and dialogue and cooperation and communication and compromise and working within the systems that we have for positive change, evolutionary positive change, constructive revolutionary change that isn't so ugly. And so Pluto is bringing out the ugliness in some people, and because their primal needs are being activated, they're feeling this righteousness and dogmatic approach to getting those needs met, even at the expense of others. So be aware of that, because this is going on. It's going on in April, it's going on in May. It's going to be going on for a while. And the Sun enters Gemini on the 20th, and then the exact Venus T-square with Jupiter and Pluto is May 19th through the 25th. So now Venus moves up with Pallas at 19 degrees, squaring Pluto at 19 degrees, opposing Jupiter in Libra. And so this energy is on at both moons. Now the moons themselves are in good shape. The Scorpio full moon is in harmony with Pluto and Neptune. The Gemini new moon has no challenging aspects to it. As it separates off, yes, it has to confront Neptune, but it's trining Jupiter, which is very good for you. And so there's good energy here. We need to stay out of the power struggles with others, especially if they're coming from jealousy, manipulation, hidden agendas, power plays, politics, games, the shadow side of human behavior. It's not the light, and you can't work with it. There's no working with it. There's no reasoning with people. You know, when people get so bent on their team winning, and when their team doesn't win, they're just going to be nasty and ugly with everyone. That's the old energy. And so now there's some really good energy in here for you. Saturn in your sign, Sagittarius, is trining Uranus the 19th through the 25th. This is good news. And this can mean that positive and remarkable things are happening in your life. New doors can open, original ideas, new ways of doing things, and new approaches can pay off. When the old Saturn marries the new Uranus, it brings productive and favorable results today, tomorrow, and for the rest of your life. Saturn brings lasting success. And this exact trine is on the 19th through the 25th. And it is the way out from this Jupiter-Pluto T-square that is ongoing. And so it can empower you to be creative and to focus on what you know to be true for you and use your creative power so that you are having positive results, you are feeling good, you're feeling productive, you're feeling successful, and you're achieving your goals, you're achieving what you want. And you do that just by staying in your own lane. Don't jump in other people's lanes because you're going to fix, save, and rescue them, or you're going to change them. It's really important to stay in your own lane and what you need to be doing so that you don't miss the off-ramp, so that you don't miss the opportunity that, you know, you need to take a right, but you didn't see it because you were over here, right? So focus on what you need and don't let other people jump into your lane. Don't let other people want to jump into your lane because there's going to be a lot of that nonsense going on at this time. This is going to be a crazy energy, and people are going to be acting out in very weird ways because they don't understand what's happening, and they have a need, and I have a need, so therefore I can do this and I can do that. No, just because you have a need for something doesn't mean you want to be running over other people. And so be aware of this energy. The Gemini new moon is very positive for you. It is on the 25th, the sun enters Gemini on the 20th, and that brings the action to relationships, partnerships, love, your public, sharing with others. It's a good moon. And it can stimulate creativity, new inventions, stimulating ideas. And, you know, Jupiter is making a yod with Mercury and Neptune, where you could be having amazing insights and thoughts that are incredibly uplifting. And it can help you reach your goals. Jupiter is in that area of goals and the groups you belong to. And so there could be like some adjustments that you're making in your thinking or in your work that really empower you to achieve your goals, to be, you know, future focused on where you want to be and where you want to go. And that's where the power is keeping the focus on you so that you're going to where you want to be, where you want to go, and you're not getting distracted by what other people are saying, what other people are doing. Gemini can be a scatter energy, and Mars is there in Gemini. Oh, it's quite fun having Mars in Gemini. Venus is direct and Mercury is direct, so it's good. But Mars in Gemini, you get too distracted by other people and other people's opinions, other people's energies. And so that's why you want to keep your force field strong, keep your vortex strong, so that you're staying focused on what you need to do, where you need to go, what you need to be accomplishing, and not being distracted by other people. Now, another amazing thing that's happening here this month and is happening all year, is we are in higher dimension. And how do you know you're in higher dimension? Well, you can feel more clairvoyant, you can feel more intuitive, you can feel more spiritual, you can feel more psychic, you can have new solutions, your consciousness can be expanding. And you may also notice that doing things in the old way is not working anymore. You may also find that the way you've been doing things is not serving you. The way you are doing things is not empowering you. That it's time to do things in a new way. It's time to do things in a new fashion. Even if you have been doing what you do for a long time. I've been doing what I do for a really long time. But I'm always looking for new ways to change it up. And so I want to keep it interesting for me, so I keep it interesting for you. And so could you be doing your work in a new fashion? That's what you want to be focusing on, is how can I make some changes in my life so that I'm still feeling fresh and frisky. I'm still feeling excited about my life. You know, you've got a lot of positive energy in that area of sex appeal and romance and creative self-expression. And the energy itself is wonderful. It's the Pluto that's really challenging things here. And so, you know, if you're focused on creative projects and doing things that are creative for you, you're really in the new energy. You're there in fifth dimension. And that's where you want to be, right? Is you want to be, you know, doing things in a new way so that you're feeling effective. If you're not feeling effective in your work or your life, it's because you're doing it the old way, and it's not going to work in this new energy. Doing things in the old way is not going to work. And so you want to be aware of what's working and what isn't. Now, Mars is going to oppose Saturn on the 29th. Very fast-moving transit, but Mars is the gas and Saturn is the brakes. And when those two oppose, there could be some sort of argument that happens. Remember, this is a month of confrontations with particular individuals where some people are just wanting to start fights wherever they can. That's the old energy. And it's wonderful because it's Memorial Day weekend, so it's a really good excuse not to work or not to push. So if you're feeling frustrated on the 29th, don't push. If there's someone trying to start an argument with you on the 28th or the 29th or the 30th, avoid them, because there's no reasoning with crazy. If people are acting out in negative ways and they're being disrespectful or violent or abusive, that's not love, that's fear. And so you can't reason with that. So why even go there, right? Why not just do your own thing and keep yourself in the light and feeling good and celebrating the kickoff of summer here in the Northern Hemisphere. Celebrate your life, celebrate what you're doing, and then that way you're living your best life. You can't help anyone being depressed. You can't help anyone being sick. The only way you can help others is to live your best life, to stay in the light, and then broadcast that light and role model to others a positive example. And when you role model positive energy to others, then they want to know your secret. Then they want to know, how did you get to such a positive place? How do you always have such a good attitude? And so, you know, there's a lot of uplifting energy here. There's a lot of enthusiasm here. And Saturn is in here grounding you, reminding you that you're a new you and you're in a new cycle. This is a new cycle. And you want to be the new you, not the old you. You want to be doing things in the new way, not the old way. And if you do that, you're going to find that things are coming your way. Because this is a powerful manifestational energy. That's why I did the Power Manifestation Program, the Money Manifestation Program. In higher energy, you can manifest instantly. You can manifest prosperity. You can manifest abundance. And that's where you want to be, manifesting the abundance, the love, the joy, the prosperity. So for those of you open for love, it's on. I mean, you have a lot of energy in the love houses. And so those areas of your life, the 5th, the 7th, the 11th. And so, you know, on the one hand, it could be very exciting and exhilarating because you could have a lot of chemistry with someone, a lot of sexual attraction, a lot of fun too, and romance, and just, you know, it can just sizzle. For those of you coupled, and so if you are open to love, that's a good place for you to put your energy. You know, is put your energy into meeting someone new and having fun. That's your best course of action. For those of you already coupled, you know, there could be some issues that come up this month with everyone who's coupled, with this confrontational energy, with the financial issues, with relationship rights, human rights, and so on. And so be aware of that, especially with the Mars and the Saturn on the 29th. There could be something, you know, confrontational there too. If the confrontation is helpful for you, great. But if it gets ugly or destructive, get out of there. Run away so you can live to love another day. That's the new motto. And so that's the new energy. Time to do it in a new way. And so, but you are getting a fresh start in love and relationships. And the Gemini new moon itself is lovely. And so you could be finding that you and your significant other are getting on royally, that you and she or he are very happy together. And so the world has gone crazy, but you have your own little kingdom where you're happy and you're doing your thing and you're thriving. And that's the best thing you can do for the planet, is to be happy, live in love, live in the light, and keep thriving. Always thriving, no matter what's going on the planet. You're here to thrive. How is the money going? I mean, it could go either way, you know, with this Pluto-Jupiter thing, where, you know, on the one hand, you could see an upsweep in prosperity. But if you're down in the mud and you're, you know, getting into the primal fighting, you know, then it'll hit you in the money belt. So prosperity, abundance, stay in the light, stay positive, stay proactive. When you do that, the prosperity will come. And it can be big. It can be very beneficial for you in this area, in the money area, in the financial area. I'm not seeing a lot go on in the career right now. That will come. And but that doesn't mean it's not good, because, you know, things can be improving in the work, or maybe you get a better office, or, you know, the work that you do can be improving. That's where more of the focus is not so much changing career or starting a new business, but more of doing what you've been doing it in better ways, enjoying it more, enjoying how you're working with others, and really feeling the benefit from that. Spiritually, are we listening? The Scorpio full moon is bringing you into that spiritual part of your life. Make sure you're taking time to meditate. Make sure you're taking time to ground and focus and be creative. Time to just play so the creative energy can flow. Health looks good. In fact, your health is improving. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing, and Google Plussing my videos. Sagittarius, you're rocking awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you would like for me to take a detailed look at your astrology, it's very easy. The link is below in the Show More section. It's also up in the cards. So until next time, Sagittarius, take your best course of action. Be open for love and romance.